Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing as Turkey and we're going to be forming the Neo-Ottoman Empire or the New Ottoman Empire or Reformed Ottoman Empire, whatever you want to call it. It's the new one. I guess this comes at a good time considering, I don't know, this video comes at a good time considering right now Turkey's most important election, I think, is going on. I mean, it already happened. I think Erdogan and Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu are going to be going to be in the runoffs. So that's going to be pretty interesting to watch in a few days. But you know what? Why not just enjoy ourselves with some Turkish expansionism and AOC too instead? So, anyways, I started off my conquests with Bulgaria. I thought it was an easy target, an easy first country. Completely conquered them, and since Turkey is much bigger, the AI let me annex them completely instantly. Which actually, by the way, that happened with North Macedonia as well when I later conquered them too, and that was actually a good thing because that made this gameplay go a lot faster, right? And so then I started assimilating these territories. Of course, I didn't want to just continue on rampaging, and then I brought more reinforcements, and it proceeded to invade Albania. But I didn't want to just invade Albania because Romania was all like really good friends with them. And I did not want to piss off the Romanians because then that would result in a war down the line. So I got Romania to declare war first and then did that. It didn't really affect anything, but I did not want Romania pissed at me. And of course, I took over Kosovo and I decided to just, I don't know, turn fascist so that I could puppet a different, make a fascist Kosovo. Why do I do that? Because I usually whenever I puppet things, I usually like to have a different flag. Like, I don't know, I just find it cool that like the different ideologies, get a different flag and all that. I prefer it that way. I don't know. But by now, I was practically done with most of Europe except Greece. And so I thought about which to attack first, and I decided to instead change my direction and go for Iraq instead. So I started raising another huge army over in southeastern Turkey. Is this southeastern? This is what would this be? Southern Turkey. Actually, this is just southern Turkey. My bad. This is southeastern Turkey, and so I started invading Iraq straight down from the north. Right. I guess we could say along the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Right. Yeah, pretty much. And of course, the invasion goes pretty smoothly. It does. There's no big battles per se. Most of the Iraqi army was destroyed early on, and so I was able to annex the whole thing completely again because Turkey is pretty powerful on its own. And instead of disbanding the units, I decided to use them in Yemen because why not? I was pretty sure that it would be enough to conquer Yemen. And so I attacked them, and I decided not to attack Sa'anah directly. I attacked the province below it because I didn't want to lose unnecessary in a naval invasion and a fortress at the same time. That's pretty dumb. So I was able to move my troops around, take the provinces I needed, and then just chill with it. I nearly lost my entire army, but it was fine because I was good anyways. So now that I got all the parts of Yemen that I needed, I decided to once again switch back to Europe and finish off Greece, which would be my last conquest. And of course, I made sure to have a overwhelming army for this one. And I immediately I started my attacks on not Thessaloniki. Well, this is mainly and okay, wait, one more thing. Greece nearly attacked me at one point, but I luckily peaced out with them. They peaced out with me. I got attacked by a coalition, basically. And luckily, I was powerful enough that they did not want to mess with me, so they just left it. Meanwhile, the Greeks, once I'd taken over Thessaloniki and most of northern Greece, the Greeks pretty much collapsed. Resistance fell everywhere. And I was able to take over the Peloponnesian Peninsula. And not only that, take Crete and the islands as well. So again, it was all completely over. No more Turkish and Greek disputes over these islands. It's all Turkish now, I guess, in this world. So I spent the next couple of turns just assimilating these provinces and mainly getting my money back, which was made pretty easy considering my economy was absolutely gigantic now that I'd done all this conquest. And so I decided to next attack Saudi Arabia because, they were the next best target. And meanwhile, Syria attacked me. Now, honestly, guys, Syria is just damn lucky that they are not a part of this formidable nation, like as in their territory is not a part of it, or else I would have definitely conquered Syria. I mean, it actually makes sense considering like it's right nearby, and I was thinking just because I'm playing as Turkey, I was thinking as I was playing this like I should just conquer Syria just for the fun of it, but I decided against it because that's kind of unnecessary. So yeah. Anyways, I raised about 55,000 people, sent them all over to the Iraqi border with Saudi Arabia, and then to declare war. Now, one thing I did forget was the fact that I had Yemen. Like I completely forgot that territory existed, and yeah, no, the Saudis were pretty quick to jump on that free territory that I completely forgot about. But meanwhile, but I knew that that was an acceptable loss, right? That was an acceptable loss of territory considering that I was making rampant progress. Is that a good word here? Rampant. Um, yeah, you know what? Rampant progress. Yeah, I was rampaging through the Saudi desert, and just absolutely, yeah, no, it was insane. They After a while though, I think around when I was halfway through Saudi Arabia, right? They actually managed to take Yemen. So I mean, I think I'm pretty sure they freed up their forces down south, and so I presumed they were gonna bring them north, right? But again, I was not concerned because my army still outnumbered them by so much. And the thing was, the Saudis, they instead of attacking straight ahead, they naval invaded the two exact provinces that had troops was what they naval invaded, which I don't even get the AI anymore, man. I don't know what it's on. But soon enough, I took over everything. But for once, it didn't let me annex the whole thing. And so I decided to follow. Listen, I get this comment a lot. They're like, bro, you can just vassalize the territory and then annex it later. I get that comment a lot. So this is exactly what I did. I'm going to take the advice. And I made Saudi Arabia a vassal state. And then I organized all my remaining troops in Riyadh because I wanted to, I wanted a single location to put them in and then take them together after every conflict. And after that was done, I moved them out to Iraq, right? I moved them back to Iraq because to be used for the next campaign. And meanwhile, I decided to, send insults and then annex Saudi Arabia, which worked. So yeah, advice worked out good, guys. And so now I just assimilated the rest of it. And so now I was done with all the gains that I needed in the Arabian Peninsula, leaving only Iran and Afghanistan to left to conquer. And so I knew Iran was going to be a bit tough, but again, nothing that, I mean, comparatively to me and my economy right now, they're not really that big of a threat. And so what I did was that first thing, I started dividing my forces, the ones that came from Saudi Arabia. And then I also recruited some more to fill the gaps, right? I recruited some more to fill the gaps. And I was very confident in my army. I had enough. And so my attack started in the north. I decided to hold down in the south for a bit because I wanted to shorten the front line by attacking the north, right? And attacking the north, and then I started attacking on the south side. And the invasion continued, and it was mainly quite a straight line invasion. But at one point, I think, the Iranians were about to break through, but they did. They managed to break through with a few thousand units, but I conscripted my forces and then sent them into the salient that formed. And luckily, I was able to close the salient immediately. I did not, because that could have easily resulted in not a big problem. They could have easily gone behind our lines, is what I'm trying to say. And that would have been annoying. And Syria once again attacked me, man. Like, but again, I did not want to attack them back because look, I'm focused on forming on the formidable nation. I'm not gonna do extra things. It's gonna take more time. So instead, I continued my invasion of Iran, and of course they pieced out. By the way, Syria, they didn't want the smoke, so they just pieced out. And soon enough, I was pretty much done with my conquest of Iran. My troops, my army was still good, like still had a lot of people, and it was basically done. And as soon as I did, I was able to annex the whole thing. And of course, I made peace with all that coalition that attacked me too. And same thing actually, Uganda too. Both Uganda and Syria just like had something out for me. They were just out for me this entire game, but I never bothered with any of them, or with either of them. So yeah. And then all of a sudden, Pakistan attacks me. I peace out. They peace out. It's all good. I don't have to worry. And then after a while, I moved my troops back to Iraq to assimilate everything. Okay, and as I'm doing so, I am rudely interrupted by a sudden invasion from Afghanistan. None other than the last country that I basically need to conquer. And so instead of piecing out with them, I decided, okay, they want to dance, let's dance. And that's the thing though. Actually, no, it's not instead of piecing out with them. I actually made a peace deal where they, like, peaced out for 30 days. But funny enough, Afghanistan was the first damn country in this game to actually not accept my peace deal, as in like to peace out and not fight me. And so you know what I did? I let them. I let them invade Iran, and then I sent some of my forces to attack them. Right? I was like, okay. As soon as I told myself, right, I'm like, as soon as they reach the Iraqi border, I'm completely swarming them with the troops that I had lined up there, right? Because I couldn't recruit in Iran, not yet at least, because of the assimilation, not because the assimilation was interrupted. And so when I realized that they weren't about to take all of Iran and they're actually very, weak in terms of military strength, I just decided to push back. Like I knew I had very little troops, but I pushed back regardless, and it actually worked. The Afghanis had completely Afghanistanis or Afghanis. Afghanis had completely no, wait, not Afghanis. Afghans, man, what is wrong with me? Ugh. Okay, the Afghans had completely wasted all of their troops, or not wasted, just lost them all. And soon enough, my main army came and then basically finished the job. They destroyed a pocket, and then we created another pocket, and then soon enough, we were right at the gates of Kabul. And finally, Afghanistan had basically nothing left, and so we took it with like 400 troops, and just like that, we formed the Neo-Ottoman Empire. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.